Now let us start it a question. Now let us start the question quadratic equation. We have discussed the 10 question in the last lecture, and now we have discussed now we have to discuss the 11 to 19 number in question in this lecture. So I hope you have to see the last lecture, and you have to see the last lecture. And question number 11, if one roots of the quadratic equation x square plus px plus 12 is equal to 0 is 4. If one roots is 4, then this roots is satisfy this quadratic equation, and then this quadratic equation x square plus k px plus k 12 is equal to 0. If 4 is the roots of this quadratic equation, then roots is satisfy this quadratic equation, means 4 16 plus k 4 p plus k 12 is equal to 0. Then we find out the value of the p, when p is equal to minus k 28, 20k divided by 4, and p is equal to minus k 7, and value of the p, and the value of the p is minus k 7. And while the equation has equal roots, if this quadratic equation has the equal roots, then find the value of the q. If this quadratic equation has equal roots, now suppose that in this quadratic equation, suppose that x square plus kpx and plus kq is equal to 0. Suppose that this quadratic equation has equal roots, means suppose that one roots is alpha, then other roots is alpha, again alpha, and then put the value of the p, x square minus k 7x plus kq is equal to 0. P square minus k 7x plus q is equal to 0, and then find the value of the q. Then we to find out then we have to find out the value of then we have to find then we have to if the sum of the roots, if we have to find sum of the roots is equal to minus k 7, then 2 alpha is equal to 7, means alpha is equal to 7 by 2, and product of the roots means alpha into alpha is equal to q, and alpha square is equal to q, and the q square is equal to 49 divided by 4. 49 divided by 4 means D is the correct option, and A, B and C and C are incorrect option. Next, in a triangle PQR, and the angle R is 90 degree, and 10 p by 2 10 q by 2 of the roots of the equation is x square plus bx plus c, and 10 p by 2 and 10 q by 2 are the roots of this quadratic equation. Then 10, if we suppose that if we write this equation, if p plus kq plus kr is equal to 180 degree, since PQ and R are the angle of a triangle, and the sum of the all interior angles of a triangle is 180 degree, and 10 p by 2 10 q by 2, then 10 p, then p plus kq is equal to 180 degree minus kr, and R is given that is equal to 90 degree, then p plus kq is equal to 90 degree, 180 degree minus 90 degree is equal to 90 degree. If we suppose to 90 degree, if we divide by 2 on both sides, means that is equal to p by 2 plus kq by 2 is equal to 45 degree. If we take 10 on both sides, 10 both sides means 10 p by 2 is equal to, and 10 45 degree, 10 45 degree, 10 45 degree is equal to 1. If we open the formula, 10a plus p is equal to 10 p by 2, 10 p by 2 plus 10 and q by 2 divided by 1 minus k 10 p by 2 to 10 q by 2, 10 p by 2 and 10 q by 2 is equal to 1. If 10 p by 2 and 10 q by 2 are the roots of this quadratic equation, then sum of the roots is minus kb by a, minus kb divided by a, and product of the roots 1 minus k, c divided by a is equal to 1. C is equal to 1 divided by minus k, and we simplify this equation, then minus kb upon a is equal to 1 minus k c by a. So 1 minus k c by a. If we simplify this equation is equal to a minus k c, and we had divided minus sign on both sides, then b is equal to minus k a plus k c. If we find out the value of a, if we find the value of the c, means c is equal to a plus kb. Then this is the relation between the a, b and c. Then c is equal to a plus kb, means that a and b is the right option, and a, c and d are incorrect option. Next, question number 13. If the roots of the quadratic equation x square plus kpx plus kq is equal to 0 are tan 30 degree and tan 50 degree are respectively. These are the roots. Tan 30 degree and tan 50 degree are the roots of this quadratic equation. Then we find out the value of 2 plus kq minus kp. So 2 plus kq minus kp is, so then if we if 30, 40 degree and 50 degree is can also be written if 45 degree is equal to 30 degree plus k 50 degree, and 45 degree can also be written as 30 degree plus k 15 degree. Then we have to take 10 on both sides. 10 50 degree is equal to 10, and 10 30 degree and plus k 50 degree. We have to open the formula 10a plus b. 10a plus b means is equal to 10 30 degree and plus k 10 50 degree. Divide by 1 minus k 10 and 30 degree and 10 50 degree. 10 50 degree. If 10 30 degree and 10 50 degree are the roots of this quadratic equation, then 10 50 degree 45 degree is equal to 1, then 1 is equal to, then we have to find the sum of the roots. Sum of the roots is minus kp. Sum of the roots is minus kp, and the product of the roots is q. So 1 minus kq. Then we have to simplify and find the relation and find the value of the 2 plus kq minus kp. Then 1 minus kq is equal to minus kp, and minus k1 plus kq is equal to p. So we have to find the value of the q minus kp. We have to find the value of the q minus kp. Then q minus kp is equal to plus 1. Q minus kp is equal to plus k1. Then we put these value 1 plus k 2 plus k1 is equal to 3. And B is the right option, and C, D, and A are incorrect option. Now question number 14. Now question number 14 is that if the value of m for which the both roots of the equation is greater than minus 2 and less than 4, find the value of the m both roots. If both roots of the equations lie in minus greater than minus 2 and less than 4, then lie in the interval. Find the value of the m. Then first we find out the roots of this equation. Then x square minus k 2mx and plus k m square minus k1. First we find out the roots of this quadratic equation. Then x square minus k m minus k1, and if we m minus k1 and minus k m plus k1 into x plus k m square minus k1 is equal to 0. M square minus k1 is equal to 0. Then first we x minus common. If we take common x, and then x minus k m minus k1 and minus sign is equal to m plus k1, and x minus k, then x minus k m minus k1 equal to 0, and m minus k1 equal to 0, and we can simplify m minus k1 and x minus k m plus k1 is equal to 0. Then we find out the two roots. Two roots of this quadratic equation is equal to x is equal to m minus k1 and x is equal to m plus k1. And this have seen that m minus k1 is less than m plus k1. And what condition is that the roots is greater than minus k2, and roots is greater than minus k2 and less than minus k4. Then condition is arise that minus k2 is less than m minus k1 and less than is equal to m plus k1 and less than 4. Means roots of this quadratic equation m minus k1 and m plus k1. M minus k1 is less than m plus k1, and the roots of the quadratic equation lie in this interval minus k2 to 4. And find the value of the m. So find the value of the m. First we take first two conditions, m minus k1 and minus k1 is less than minus k1 is less than m, and m is less than 4. Then we have to see that m is lie between minus 1 to 3. Then C is the right option, and A and B and A is the wrong option. Now question number 15 that if x is a real number, then the maximum value of this, we have to find out the maximum value of this. Then we can write this equation in this form: 3x square plus k 9x plus k 9x plus k 7 and plus k 10 divided by of 3x square plus k 9x plus k 9x plus k 7. Then if we separate, then 1 plus k 10 divided by of 3x square plus k 9x plus k 7. 9x plus k 7. Then we find out the maximum value. If we find out the minimum value of this quadratic equation, then the whole value is maximum. If we find out the minimum value of this quadratic equation, then the whole value is maximum. Then if the minimum value of this quadratic equation is that 3x square plus k 9x plus k 7, then the minimum value is that minimum is equal to minus k d upon 4a. minus k d upon 4a minus k d means d square minus k 4ac, d square minus k 90 81 minus k 4ac, 4ac versus 84 84 and divide by 4a and 12 is equal to minus k minus minus plus and 3 divided by 12 means 1 by 4, 1 by 4. Then we put this value is equal to 1 plus k 1 by 4. So 10 divided by 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is the minimum value of this quadratic equation and the whole value will be maximum. Then 1 plus k 40 is equal to means 41. 41 means B is the right option and A, C and D are incorrect option. Question number 16. If the difference between the roots of the equation x square plus kx plus k1 is equal to 0 is less than square root of 5, then the set of the possible values of A. If the difference between the roots of the equation, then roots of the equation is less than square root of 5 means the difference if this quadratic equation x square plus ax plus k1 is equal to 0 has two roots h alpha and beta. And condition is that if the difference of this roots is less than or equal to square root of 5, then find the interval, then find the value of the a lie in the interval, then this can be also be written as this can also first we find out the square on both sides is less than 5, and this can also be written as alpha plus k beta square minus k 4 alpha beta is less than 5. Alpha and beta, and then first we find out the sum of the roots and the product of the roots. Sum of the roots is minus k and the product of the roots is 1. Then we put this value is equal to a square minus k 4 is less than 5 and a square is less than 9. A square is less than 9 means that modulus of a, absolute value of a is less than 3. Absolute value of a is less than 3 means that if modulus of x is less than a, then x is belongs to interval is equal to minus a to a, then a is belongs to interval is equal to minus k 3 to 3, then a is belong to means C is the right option and B, A and D are incorrect option. Now question number 17 is that if alpha and beta are real, solution number 17, if alpha and beta is real and z with a complex number, if z square plus alpha z plus k beta has two distinct roots on the real part of z is equal to 0. If alpha and beta is real and z with a complex number, now if real part of z is given, real part of z is equal to 1 is given, then it's necessary that if alpha and beta are the roots and z with a complex number, then this quadratic equation has roots in this type 1 plus k iota r and 1 minus k iota r, these two types of the roots, and alpha, and where r belongs to real number, and alpha and beta both are the roots are real. Then we find out relation. Then we find out the relation between the beta which is lie between an interval. Then if we find out the sum, of this quadratic equation, then sum is 1 plus k iota alpha and plus k 1 minus k iota alpha is equal to minus k alpha. Alpha cancel out means 2 is equal to minus k alpha and alpha is equal to minus k2. And product of this roots and the product of this roots is equal to 1 plus k iota alpha and 1 minus k iota alpha is equal to beta. 1 plus k iota alpha 1 minus k alpha is equal to beta, and 1 plus k alpha square is equal to beta. 1 plus k alpha square is equal to beta. Then we find out the interval of beta is equal to 1 plus k alpha square, and alpha is any real number. Where alpha is belongs to any real number, maybe positive or maybe negative, but alpha square is always positive. And this plus 1 is always positive. Then we see that alpha beta is belongs to interval itself is always 1 plus alpha square always greater than 1, not equal to 1, always greater than 1, not equal to 1, means that this is the real line and this is the 1, and the beta is lying on interval plus infinity minus infinity, and beta is always lying in interval is equal to 1 to infinity. 1 to infinity means that beta is greater than 1, because beta is always greater than 1, means that C is the correct option and B and A and D are the incorrect option. If alpha and beta are the roots of the equation, of the quadratic equation x square minus k 6 plus k 2 is equal to 0, and if an is equal to alpha power n minus k beta power n for all n is greater than or equal to 1, then the value of then the value of this, then we have to find the value of this. Then we have to find, first we have to find a10 minus k2 a8. So a10 minus k2 a8 is equal to an is equal to alpha power n minus k beta power n, means 10 is represent the value of the n, means that is equal to alpha power 10 minus k beta power 10 and minus k 2a8, means where n is equal to 8 and 2 times minus k 2 times of alpha power 8 minus k beta power 8 and beta power 8, and first we have to alpha power 10 minus k 2 times of alpha power 8 and collection and plus minus k beta minus k and minus k beta power 10 minus k 2 times beta power 8. If alpha power 8 is common, then alpha square minus k 2 and minus k if we common beta power 8 and if we common beta power 8 beta 2 8 and is equal to beta square minus k2. And if alpha and beta are the roots of this quadratic equation, then quadratic equation is that as x square minus k6 minus k2 is equal to 0. And is this quadratic equation, then alpha and beta satisfy this quadratic equation, means that alpha square minus k6 alpha minus k2 is equal to 0. If we find out the value of the alpha square minus k2, then alpha square minus k2 is equal to 6 alpha. Then alpha 8 into 6 alpha minus k beta power 8 and beta square, and beta is the roots of this quadratic equation, and the beta is also satisfy this quadratic equation. Beta square minus k 6 beta is equal to 0 and beta square minus k 2 is equal to of 6 beta. Then 6 beta this value, and we simplify 6 is common, and alpha power 9 and beta power 9. Alpha power 9 minus beta power 9 is equal to, is since n where n alpha power in this alpha power 9 minus beta power n represent in this form, means a9 6a9 and 6a9 and 6a9 we have to find this value only. a10 minus k2 8 is equal to 6a9, then 6a9 divided by 2 of a9 cancel out, means 3 and 3, means C is the right option and E, A, B and D are incorrect option. Now hello students. Hello student. Now I have started the topic quadratic equation, and but we have to discuss the already two lectures. So I hope you have to see these two lectures, and now we started this lecture. If the roots of the equation bx square plus k6 plus k is equal to 0 are imaginary, if this roots is imaginary, means that d is negative. Solution number 19. If this quadratic equation are imaginary, means that d is negative. D is negative means into b square minus k4ac is less than equal to 0, and b square means c square minus k4ac means 4ab is less than equal to 0, c square is less than 4ab. And then the expression 3b square x square plus cb 6bc x plus 2c is what? Then we have to see that the coefficient of the x square is positive. Then this quadratic equation has minimum value. Then the minimum value is equal to minus k d upon 4. If ax square any quadratic equation a square plus k bx plus k c is equal to 0 and a is positive, then the minimum value of this quadratic equation minus k d by 4a. Minus k d by 4a means that minus k b square minus k 4ac and divided by 4a, and b square. So we have to simplify. B square means 6b square means 36 b square and c square minus k 4ac 6 to the 6 and 6 24 and b square c square 24 b square and c square divided by of 4a means 3b square 3b square 36 minus k 24 means 12 6 8 12. So means that minus k 12 and b square and c square divided by 12 and b square minus k c square, and we have to check minus k c square, the value of the minimum value of this quadratic equation minus k c square. Then we have to change c square minus k 4ac in this form minus k c square. Then if we multiply minus sign on both sides minus c square, if we multiply on minus sign on both sides, then the inclusive will be changed minus k 4ab minus के 4ab means that minus के c square is greater than minus के c square is greater than minus के 4ab. Minus के c square is greater than minus के 4ab means that B is the right option and A, C and D are incorrect option. Next, if the equation e power minus e power sin x e power minus के sin x minus के 4 is equal to 0 has infinite number of the real roots, exactly 1 roots, and no real root and exactly 4 real roots, then we have to find the roots of this equation. If we suppose that sin x is equal to t, then e power sin x is equal to t, then this equation can be changed in this form: t minus k 1 by t minus k 4 is equal to 0. If we simplify, then t square minus k 4t and minus k 1 is equal to 0. The roots of this quadratic equation with the help of the Sridhar formula, plus minus k square root of b square minus 16 plus kb and divided by 2, and the value of the t is equal to 4 plus minus k 2 square root of 5 divided by 2, and t is equal to 2 plus minus k square root of 5 and square root of 5. And then has infinite number of the roots. Then we have to know that sin x is lie between is equal to minus k1 and 1, and sin x is lie between is equal to minus k1 to 1. Then e power minus k1 and e power sin x is less than equal to e, then 1 upon e is less than e power sin x, and this is, then we have to see that e power sin x is lie between the e. Suppose that if the value of the e is supposed 3 point something, 2 point something, and 2 point something, and 1 upon e 2, then we have to check if we take root square root of 5 means suppose that 2 approximate 2 means 2 plus k2 is equal to 4, and which is 9, the value of the t, which means t is equal to e power sin x. E power sin x is equal to 4 means e power sin x is not lie between in this interval, means that has no real roots, and b and a and b and d are incorrect option. Question number 21 is that if the equation x square plus k 2x plus k 3 is equal to 0 and the x square plus k bx plus k c is equal to 0, a b c belongs to real number that the common roots a b c, then this quadratic equation x square plus k 2x plus k 3 is equal to 0. First we find out the d discriminant means b square minus k 4ac, d is equal to b minus k 12 is equal to minus k 8 is less than 0. If d is less than or equal to 0 means that this quadratic equation has imaginary roots. If this quadratic equation has imaginary root means this quadratic equation has a pair. This quadratic, if imaginary roots, if this quadratic equation one root is alpha plus k beta and other roots is alpha minus k iota beta, means this quadratic equation has a pair. So hence then hence these quadratic equation both are the same, means that then hence both quadratic equation are same, hence value of the a is equal to 1. If we compare this equation x square plus k bx plus k c, then a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2 and c is equal to 3, then value of the ratio of the a ratio b raised to c is equal to 1 raised to 2 raised to 2 is equal to 3. So 1 raised to 2 means a is the correct option and b, c and d are incorrect option.